It is 7 minutes to 5 on this lovely 72-degree afternoon, late afternoon, New York City. What a day. What a whirlwind. Craziness. I don't even know what to say. I'm actually still coming down from a little bit of a high with what I experienced today. For those who watched the live stream yesterday, I talked about how the podcast is not going to be on Miles, Io, back to back and a belly to belly as I'm on 23rd Street, Manhattan. Oh man, I'm riding on a high right at this very moment. I wish I could tell you when the dates of these videos are going to come out, but today I was at House of Highlights. I told you that yesterday in the live stream. House of Highlights did a tremendous job. Hang on. Yeah, look funky. Sorry to do that to you guys. All right. Yeah, look dirty, smudgy. Bio, how'd it go? Whew. There's this kid named Chase Coburn. Let's start here. I don't know if you know who Chase Coburn is, like the old actor James Coburn. I don't think any relation. But this kid impressed the hell out of me. Did I school him? All right, here's what we'll say about that. Now, the first part that I went for today was a debate, fan versus hater. And how that went down was they had the one fan and you had to debate against him on several topics. And I didn't like the topics because 4 of them I didn't even step up to. And it's funny because I went in on the first video, but then after that it was like they were obvious. One was why Justin Herbert is an overrated quarterback. I'm like, yeah, it's obvious. The other one was I'm taking Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow right now has to be 4th. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's probably about right. Even though Jackson hasn't been to a Super Bowl, or Josh Allen for that matter, and Burrow has been, but I was like, yeah, to me that's kind of weak sauce. I'm not going to break that down. The first question was this kid Chase. He's 15 years old. I mean, the kid is a genius. He said, my top 5 all time, he said, Magic, LeBron, Jordan, and Shaq. And I argued that I was going to say Kareem, but I thought somebody else was going to say Kareem because I was second up. So I wanted to be a little bit different. So I said, we understand Shaq dominated, blah, 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 but I said, but there's 2 guys I think that you could actually argue whether or not they're better. That being Moses Malone, 3-time MVP, the best offensive rebounder in the history of the sport, and was dominant in his own right, was the key piece of the Philly winning the title in 82-83, fo. And then Hakeem, who beat Shaq, I understand was early Shaq in Orlando, swept him. But I said those 2 guys I would take over Shaq on that list. Of course, I could have said Kareem, but I wanted to be different. And nobody else said Kareem. And one of the guys behind me is like, yo, you should have said Kareem. I said, trust me, I thought about that, but, I guess it's an old head, but I didn't go there. So that was the debate. And the 3 others were, and they did NFL NBA, which is kind of whack. I wish they did more baseball, but again, what's going to resonate is the football, is the NFL and NBA. Right, modern. Hey, Gmo, welcome. What were the other 2? Because they did 3 NFL. Well, they took out the Justin Herbert. I mean, that's a layup. The other NBA was Michael Jordan is undisputed the GOAT all time. And I was like, oh, God, do we got to go there? And I was thinking about putting Kareem, but I'm saying Jordan is, but I could have said Kareem. And then what I would have thrown is Kareem arguably has the best basketball career of anybody. And people are going to say, oh, no, it's LeBron. But I say, hey, I believe he won 2 high school titles, Power Memorial, 3 NCAA titles, the 6 titles, MVPs, you know the whole deal. But time ran out, we didn't go there. But the next one was the trivia. And the trivia was everybody from 8 to, I think, like 88. So all the decades were represented. I was in the 50s. I made it third to last. I actually beat the 15-year-old. And when you're going to say, oh, JAYREELZ a 15-year-old, come on, yo, that kid he's sharp. And, yeah, but his strength is NBA, NFL. And I was like, when we were doing the trivia, I was like, throw me some baseball, throw me whatever. And it's funny because we were tied because you have to get like 3, or I think at that time it was 4 answers to advance. And we were tied at 3, and I was like, I can't lose to this kid, I can't lose to this kid, I can't lose to this kid. And what happened? They gave the question, what city is the one that hosts Light the Beam? I said, Sacramento. So I got him out. But then in the next round, there was me and 2 other people. One is actually a host on WFAN on the weekends. Her name is Danielle McCartan. Shout out to her. She was excellent. And I'm going to have her on the podcast, too, after Memorial Day. Good sports fan she was slaying it. And it was me and this other guy, Bryce, who won. And I was up 3-1. He pulled Golden State Cleveland on me. He got the last 3. And I knew the answers, but he just blurted them out quick. And there were more Gen Z, too. The last one being, which player was the one that said trust the process? And I was like, ja! And he said Embiid. And I was like, da! And it would have been between me and Danielle. But yeah, it was a great experience, man. It was, I loved it. Enjoyed every second of it. I hope I get to go back. I know it's a glare. I hope I get to go back because, man, I mean, that's my element. All day, every day. Yes, good stuff. It was. And I don't know when they're going to air it. Trust me. When I find out, I'll let you guys know. So you'll see it. Like I said, the debate, I was only in the first one. You'll see me in the background. I'm still to use B-roll and stuff. But, yeah, because to me, that was whack. And at one point, I even screamed out and says, of course, you know me. I said, how about the Draymond Green? Is he a Hall of Famer or not? And the kid Chase was like, oh, yeah, he is. I said, let's debate that. But, of course, they got to go by a structure, by an agenda. And, yeah, therefore, and we started to debate afterwards. And then he was trying to tell me, it was funny, we were going back and forth, and he goes, oh, wait a minute, but what about Klay Thompson? And I said, nah, Klay Thompson's great, but I think he gets canceled out. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. But when you look at he and Steph, I said Steph's a lock, where although Thompson's going to get in because everybody gets in, and he was also a very good defender before his knee, you know the whole deal. Because he was going to argue with me before we got cut off. We got escorted out of the room when we went elsewhere. But yeah, man, it was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. A day went by like that. I wish I could have been there 24 hours. I'd be like, yo, you got something else? What's going on? So that's how great it was, and I hope to get to do more of these. I hope it's not on a Thursday because, you know, obviously podcast, you know. But hey, listen, man, this is an exception, and obviously, you know, I actually got paid to do this too, which was great. You know, not a hell of a lot, but you know, for a day's pay, hey, I'd take it. To do 2 sessions, talk sports, and be with other sports fans, and you know, mingle, connect. Like I told you about the host from FAN, I'll have her on the pod. So yeah, let's go, let's get it. So that was good, man. But yeah, as far as what's happening in sports, Lindor. Now they're probably going to put Boba Fett at short because I believe he did play short last night when he left the game. But I don't like that either. What are they going to put him at short? And then, even though they say he could be out for a while, they didn't give a timetable. He's on the IL, I'm sure, as you know by now. But yeah, that was tough, man, because now they get their win and then they lose him. And listen, not that Lindor was lighting up the world by any stretch, but yeah, that's tough. And let's see, it's a nice night tonight. It's not going to be frigid out at Citi Field. Hopefully they can win a series. And then they have Colorado coming in, which you already know. Yeah, and the city's abuzz, even though the Knicks are in Atlanta, but everybody's going to the Garden because they have that watch party. I think they have it indoors and outdoors, or maybe it's just indoors this time around. So yeah, everybody's got Nick Fever, as expected. And yeah, I'm just heading up now, uptown, getting a walk. I was indoors all day. Like I said, it went by like that, a blur. So yeah, that's what I got. Of course, the draft is tonight. And what did I see? What was that NFL stuff that I saw earlier on one of the sites? Yeah, obviously no trades or anything yet, but. Oh, Dodge up 3-0. Top 5, Giants. Yeah, look, it's funny because this morning I didn't really get myself briefed on what's happening. I don't even know if the Padres won last night. Oh, they still tied for first. Fuqua! Chili Sauce Convention, I'll be there around 10 a.m. Saturday. Now, how long are you going to be there, Fuqua? Don't go from 10 to 11. Remember, I live in the Bronx. I still got to drive out there. Not only that, I got to bring a dog to a dog sitter. I'm probably not going to get there till about noon. And if you see me, stop me. And of course, Fuqua, a.k.a. Tatsuya Mai, Minnesota Bats, Kai Bowie Bull, Rhoda Penmark, Everyday Mets, Jonathan Sean Cup. Yes, sir. Where am I? New York City. Is that Margaret? Yes, New York. I'll go around noon, yes. I would think, yeah, between 12 and 1, just to be safe. Because I think we're going to drop off the dog like 11, 11:30 by the time we drive out there. So, yeah, I'd say between 12 and 1, for sure. But, yeah, I know Fuqua, Lindor. Yes, Margaret, where are you from? Oh, let's go. Yeah, as a matter of fact, see where that bridge is? Right behind it, that building, is MSG. Obviously, there's no game there tonight, but there's a watch party there, so. Kenosha, Wisconsin. Ah. Have you been to New York? I've never been to Wisconsin. Steelers, yes. A woman walked by in a Steelers shirt. And I was arguing with another Steeler fan. He's like, we need a quarterback. You don't want Ty Simpson? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Steelers defense, man. Defensive line, linebacker, more so middle linebacker. If you use another safety too, because come on, Jalen Ramsey's going to play safety, and yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. Yeah, talking to a Jet fan, they're like, they want to pick everybody. Some of the Jet fans are like, I want Mendoza. I'm like, yeah, it's not happening. But I know they're being silly. But, yeah, so only when I get off the boat in 1951. Excuse me. I don't know, I'm trying to read between the lines, or should I laugh at that, Margaret? I think that went over my head. But it's crazy, though, Bio, and even Fuqua. I was just telling Bio about my experience at House of Highlights. But, yo, the agita that I had, and it's crazy because last night I was doing some trivia on YouTube. They had like, I forgot what the name of the channel was, but they did like it's pretty much last man standing. So they had us all lined up, and of course the last one that was standing that wasn't able to answer was out. And, yo, as we started to go further, deeper, I was getting agita. I was like, oh my God, because the answer's stuck here. No, the answer's processed, but it couldn't get to the tongue. Oh, man. That was rough. So, yeah. You was born in Germany there, Margaret? All right. Here, I got one for you, Margaret. And everybody else for that matter. Ready? Remember March 31st. On New Year's Eve, this past New Year's. There you go. That's where I'm at right now. I'm just glad it's nice out. The last few days have been cold. The weekend's going to be, Today's going to be the nicest day of the next few. So, yeah, I had agita. I was just kind of toward the end because of course, I knew some of the answers. Some of them were crazy. They were going soccer. They did a lot of Olympic questions. Not a lot of baseball. I'm like, wait, where's the baseball at? What else? Of course, NBA, NFL. And it did a lot of recent. I wish they did some older stuff. For instance, there was guys, like I told you, in the 70s and 80s. There was one guy that came up to me and said, I wish they would have asked this question. And he looked at me. And I said, okay. He goes, I got a trivia for you. He goes, who was the starting pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers Game 7 of the 1955 World Series? I said, Johnny Padres. And he's like, wow, very good. I said, oh, yeah. And the funny thing is that the guy went to Ebbets Field. He was I didn't ask if he's a current Dodger fan. I would assume he is. But yeah, he says, Brooklyn Dodgers. No, he was actually in his 80s, that guy. And he looked good too, and he was sharp. But yeah, so we're talking about that. We're talking about Bobby Thompson. Shot heard around the world. Ebbets Field. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, man, your brain is on overload. I'm standing there like if I'm running out of the gate, like running a race. And you would think that it was like, who wants to be a millionaire? Like I'm gonna win $1 zillion. Obviously it's just for fun, but that's the competitive nature of me. You guys know. I was like, I gotta make sure that I answer these questions. And, you know, a lot of the Gen Zers, and the guy who won was actually 25. He's young. It was down between her and the Danielle. She was in her 30s. So for the 50s I represented, I was second runner-up. And when it comes out, you'll see it. You'll have a laugh. Because it's terrible. I know. I was like showing up some of the guys too. Because like when I got my answers, when I knew I completed the round, and I was like first the one with Light the Beam. I said Sacramento, and I just walked off. And in fact, one of the questions they asked, what country was Rory McIlroy born in? And I said Ireland. But the guy Bryce next to me said Northern Ireland. But I said Ireland. I saw to walk off. And he said Northern Ireland, and it was actually Northern Ireland. I was like, come on, really? But I guess it's messed up, because think about it. One of the questions they had was like soccer, and where they're from, it says South Africa. So, you know, you can say Africa, but you gotta say South Africa. But anyway. Can you say my name? Rioma Alamid? No, I'm Amid. I don't have my glasses. I have them in my bag, which that helps a lot right now. I said it wrong. I have a trivia question. Funny. Music come funny. The answer to that is 0. That is the answer. But where am I here? 37? Yeah, I got a few more blocks here before I get to the train. But I'll stop on the corner because I don't want to go into the train because I'm going to lose you guys. But yeah, I want to hop on here for a few minutes. I said I was going to do a live after I got out of the House of Highlights. A lot of fun, man. I mean, please. I wish I could do this every day. Why not? Get me on the payroll. Rioma Al-Mamid. Yes, thank you, Fugwa. Very good. I'm thinking Rams. F them pick. Oh. Wait, don't you want a receiver in the 13? Bio? No receiver? Oh, man. Yeah, I know. It's so funny. I'm not really like... I guess maybe when we get to 8 o'clock tonight, when's the draft? 7? I think it's 7. No, maybe 8. I don't even... It's probably 8. That's how much I'm pumped up about it. But, yeah, listen, once you get to Tennessee, that's when I'll be on top of it. I do, but less my trade. You think he'll trade down? Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of rumors today. What the Giants, what they're gonna do. I mean, pretty much what I talked about yesterday on the live stream is what I know. I haven't really been on top of it today. There was something that came down, but I forgot what it was. Let me think. Damn, I don't remember. Yeah, it wasn't anything earth-shattering. Sending all love to... Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is... that hurts. Because even though he's not been playing well, and he's done some boneheaded things. You still gotta, when you lose your starting shortstop, that's not a good thing. I see somebody in a red Josh Allen jersey over there. Yeah, and the sports fans were good, man. The energy in the room, all that. Especially for the debate thing. This is one guy, he lives in Queens. And, he was all in Chiefs garb. He was rocking a Priest Holmes jersey. And, oh my God, you talk about, he was intense in those debates. But he was good.
Well, no, I mean,
he was natural. And that's what I love, man. You're around people like that. Oh, good one there, Bio. Yes. And he said he's going to go, which is weird. Why didn't he say that a few days ago when he was interviewed? And how I look at it is that, I mean, listen, did he have to tell us that? No, but it's like, what is he going to do in 3 days? He's going to admit that he's been healed, or he's going to, I mean, I don't know. And listen, shout out to him for doing that. I'm definitely not knocking that. Go to rehab, seek help. Try to get better. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you figured the other day when he came out and he said that, he said what he said, that, I got to be better, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I want to keep it private, I don't want to talk about it. And then he says, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to rehab. All right. So now you bring it up again for questions to be asked. But, But no, hey, shout out to Vrabel. He's doing what he has to do. But, yeah, man, just, wow, crazy day. Whirlwind day. Fun day. But now, and it's interesting, too, because I was talking with a few people there that are trying to do similar to things that what I'm doing. There's people that are hosting other podcasts. Some of them are saying, it's hard, to make money, blah, blah. It is, but, you got to, and I know, I got to pimp myself even more. I get it. I got to do a better job in that. Yeah, I know, Munataka. And that's a bad thing because, as I said, not going way back, as I talked about David Stearns, you need a first baseman. I understand you haven't seen this guy or whatever, but how about he in the lineup right now? No, but let's get Jorge Polanco. A guy who's always hurt. I understand he can still hit. David Stearns, goodbye. And even today, I'm arguing with people. Oh, Mendoza's got to go. I say, you know what? You could argue that, and yes, I get it. But, and then I gave him the example of Devin Williams the other night, the tie game. I was like, what's he supposed to do? He's got to bring him in. And obviously, last night he didn't bring him in, which was the right thing, because if somehow, some way he would have blown that game last night, then he could have got fired. At that point, you'd be like, what are you doing? 3 straight games? Blew Sunday, blew a tie. It wasn't a blown save, but tie on Tuesday night, and then last night. Yeah, Munataka, though, he's been a beast. He probably has the most home runs, does he not? I know he's homing, like 5 straight now, and he's homing 3 straight to start his career. He's got to have, 8 or 9 minimum? Well, obviously 8 minimum. I think he may have 9 home runs. 516. Yeah, Munataka would look nice on first base for the Mets. I know it's hindsight now and not to say that I had the pom-poms out to go get him, but because obviously nobody had seen him play prior to this year, and I get that. But again, Jorge Polanco, 36 years of age, never played first base. Oh, but we want to talk about run prevention because we want to get Pete Alonso out. Munataka has more home runs than the entire Met team. I'm being sarcastic, but you already know. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm a couple blocks on the train. I just figured I'd stop here before I head over. Yeah, I just wanted to share the day. Tomorrow, I'm going to post a video. My first one in a series. It's a short video. It's not long at all. But it's good. It's a good bite size. It's not 30, 40 seconds. It's about 4 minutes. Coming tomorrow is Sports Rigged. I went out, Yankee Stadium. That's part one because I plan to do several more of those. And I'm going to do a few others, which I'm in the middle of editing, which I'm going to put out every Friday over the next few weeks. So look forward to that. And I know no podcast. Next one will be on Monday. I may do another live between now and Monday. But yeah, look for that video tomorrow. And I got some shorts from yesterday's, or not even shorts. Yeah, I got some snippets from yesterday's live stream that I'll put up too. As I'm now, I believe I'm like 4 away from 1,200. So, hey.
I haven't tried them.
The train keeps on moving. It keeps on the tracks. Not going to stop. Not going to slow down. Got to keep moving, man. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. NL, no DH. Ohtani, free agent year. All of a sudden, DH in there. When you say Ohtani free agent year, oh, it is free agent year. No, but the DH was in the NL after the pandemic. I think that was collectively bargained in 2022. They used the DH in, I want to say they used it 2020. The year of the pandemic. I don't think they had the pitcher's bat. No, I don't think so, Fuqua. I think the DH, since 2022, remember, he signed with the Dodgers after 23, and his first year was 24. So, yeah, there's no suspicion. Although I will say what Craig Counsell said is fascinating, because for Counsell to come out to say that, wait a minute, if we can have 13, if we're only supposed to have 13 pitchers, but Ohtani is claimed as a DH but also pitches, so they have technically 14 pitchers, you could argue that. Now, what's baseball going to do? They're not going to do anything. But he does have an argument. Because if you can only have 13 on your roster, and technically the Dodgers have 13, but if Ohtani's a full-time DH and he does pitch, I mean, yeah. The math ain't mathin'. Foul! Yeah, so I'll be on here for a couple more minutes before I walk to the train, because I'm just another block. So I didn't want to stand over there by, what's up, Val? Yeah, I don't want to stand by the entrance. There's going to be mad people. It's rush hour. I mean, here we go. Ready? So yeah, this is right here on this block. So imagine if I go to Grand Central, which is around the corner, and there's going to be a zillion people. I don't want to stand there, and no. That's why I stopped here. I'll go walk over there, and away we go. Trevor Bauer suspended. Nothing to see here. Yeah, Bauer got suspended, what, 21? They were Cy Young in 2020 in the COVID year.
Got it.
Maybe before 22, maybe it's 21. I mean, Bauer's, come on. I understand he wasn't charged and whatever, but Bauer's a character. I don't think anybody in baseball misses him. Please, even before he was with the Reds, remember he got taken out of a game, Terry Francona, I think it was in Kansas City, and as he was coming off the mound, he threw the ball in the center field. He didn't even hand Francona the ball. He just flung it to the center field wall. I mean, come on, really? Trevor Bauer? One! What is happening? I'm going to be on here a couple more minutes because I got to head to the train. I got to head back uptown. But I'm good, man. Today was a wild day. I was at House of Highlights doing 2 segments. It was fantastic. I know you have to go back and rewind to watch from the beginning. I told Bio, I broke it down. I don't know when it's going to get aired just yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys and gals know. Because, yeah, it was a great experience. And I got some future podcast guests on the horizon, so looking forward to that. Yes, sir. Okie dokie. All right, guys. With that being said, yeah, I'm going to sign off only because I want to get to the train, get through this rush.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, violentgentleman.com.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, man. All right. Guy just asked, where'd I get this shirt? You've seen this, guys. Make hockey violent again. He goes, where'd you get that shirt? And I told him, violentgentleman.com. Not sponsored by them. And he just went, fuck yeah, excuse my language. You know me, I try to keep it clean here as best as possible. Giants won the series, I know. Oh, wait, not yet. There was 3-0, right? It's not official. All right, Juan. Yeah, I know a lot of people. I know people getting to the Garden now for the watch party. I'm heading back to the Bronx. And I need something to drink. I've been talking all day. And I left the place without getting any water, so I got to stop and get some water. But, my good people, look out for that video tomorrow. I'd say by 10 a.m. It's Sports Rig Part 1. Short video, it's only 4 minutes. Tell your family, friends, foes, frenemies. You know what to do. You know, you guys, I appreciate you all. Much love. Thank you for the support. I'll fill you in on when they're going to air this on houseofhighlights.com. I'm just looking around because, of course, you got to look around here. Man, you know which car's going to jump the curb. Or... So, with that said, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the games tonight. Enjoy the draft. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Thank you, Val. Appreciate you guys. Until next time on The Flip. Oh.